My students are always asking me for TV show recommendations to help them improve their English, and you have probably already seen the shows like Friends and The Big Bang Theory. So in this video, I'm going to share with you 5 more modern TV shows to help you improve your English. And the first one is Ted Lasso, which you can watch on Apple TV. Ted Lasso is one of my favorite shows. It's about a successful American football coach who gets hired to coach British soccer even though he has never played soccer before. The story is about him gaining the team's trust and eventually winning over their hearts. And since Ted is an American who moves to England, one of the funniest parts of this show is seeing Ted, who is very American, positive, outgoing, and optimistic, interacting with people of other cultures who are very different from him.
Do you even tweet?
Nah, but I do beatbox all right.
I never know how to react when a grown man beatboxes in front of me.
Now, I really like this show for my students because it features a wide variety of accents. Ted is from the state of Kansas, and even though Kansas isn't in the South, he does speak with kind of a Southern accent, which is different from the typical California accent or the accent you see in Hollywood. And then most of the other characters have British accents. So watching this show is a great listening activity and can help you differentiate and hear different Englishes. You'll also hear sports jargon from different countries, which can help you identify differences in vocabulary between American and British English.
Going out to the pitch, the grass here, to watch practice.
Training. They call practice training.
Lastly, this show is super popular in the US and has won a ton of awards, and so it is a great topic to talk about with other Americans and find a common point of interest with them. You definitely need to watch this show. It is so positive and heartwarming and touching, and I just love it. And next is The Office, which you can watch on Peacock or buy on other streaming platforms. The Office was extremely popular in the 2010s, and it is a total classic. This show follows the lives of employees at a small American paper company. I love it because somehow they managed to make the most boring place, a small paper company, into something hilarious and emotional. This show is considered a mockumentary, which means it is shot in the style of a documentary, but it's not actually a documentary. Instead, it uses this format to create extra humor by having characters speak directly into the camera as if they were being interviewed for a documentary. And this style makes it even funnier because the characters share their private thoughts and reactions directly to the audience. The conversational language of this show makes it perfect for learning everyday words and phrases, and also introduces you to workplace language and practices like meetings, office parties, and human resources. Americans also make a lot of references to this show. For example, the phrase, "boom, roasted."
Boom, roasted.
Americans often say this phrase when they are making fun of someone or insulting them playfully. And the quote, "that's what she said," is an inappropriate sexual joke made by Michael Scott throughout this series, and he is super famous for saying it.
Wow, that is really hard.
That's what she said. Michael.
These quotes and moments have become super iconic in American culture, and understanding them can help you feel more connected to American humor and culture. Now, the last thing that makes this show really special is the characters. From the romance between Jim and Pam, to Dwight's never-ending quest to become the assistant manager, to Creepy Creed. Each one is so different, and audiences become really attached to all of the characters in this show. Okay, and before we move on to our next TV show, I want to remind you, if you have found my suggestions interesting or helpful so far, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can keep learning about American culture with me. Okay, and our next show is The Good Place, which you can see on Netflix. I have to say, The Good Place is one of the most clever shows out there. It's about a woman named Eleanor who, after dying, ends up in the good place or heaven. And at first, she is really relieved because she has made it to heaven instead of hell.
You're in the good place. You're okay, Eleanor. You're in the good place.
Well, that's good.
But in the first episode, there's a twist. Eleanor realizes she has been placed in the good place by mistake. And because of this mistake, everything starts to go wrong in really chaotic and unexpected ways. There's also an amazing twist at the end of season 1, and I really wish I could actually watch this TV show again for the first time. I won't spoil it for you, you just need to watch it for yourself. Now, I really love this show for my English language learners because it is mostly light and conversational, making it perfect to learn everyday phrases and slang. But there are also themes of ethics, morality, and philosophy, so you hear a lot of vocabulary related to those topics as well. Now, this show is also great for learning about American culture because one of the main characters, Michael, who is an angel, is obsessed with wanting to be human. So this leads him to make a lot of explicit observations about funny things people do, love, and say. For example, in season 1, we see that the Good Place has a lot of frozen yogurt shops.
There's a lot of frozen yogurt places.
People love frozen yogurt. I don't know what to tell you.
And for a while in the US, Americans were obsessed with frozen yogurt. And so with these observations that Michael points out, you too can learn about American culture. And our next show is Never Have I Ever, which you can also see on Netflix. Never Have I Ever is a really fun coming-of-age story about an Indian American teenager named Davy. It begins with her first day of freshman year attending an American high school, and how she tries to balance embracing her Indian culture while also fitting in with her American friends. Now, I recommend this show to my students because I think it is a great example of how immigrant families adapt to life in the US. You'll hear a lot of modern slang and teen language, which is perfect if you want to understand how young people speak in America today.
They look hot.
You're basic.
Damn, girl. Savage burn.
This show can also better help you understand American culture because there are so many references to pop culture in this show, as well as themes including applying to colleges, fitting in, sports, social activities, etc. And so I think this show is great for my international students and to show you what it's like to grow up in America. Okay, and number 5 is Parks and Recreation, also called Parks and Rec for short. Parks and Rec is actually my favorite show of all time. I cannot tell you how many times I have watched and rewatched this show, and it never gets old. Just like The Office, Parks and Rec is a mockumentary, but instead of featuring employees at a small paper company, it's about American government employees in the Parks Department in the small town of Pawnee, Indiana. The main character is Leslie Knope, who loves public service and working for the government. And one of the funniest parts of this show is her relationship with her boss, Ron Swanson, who is completely opposite of her. He actually hates the government in general, and so he works for the government to destroy it from within. He hires really terrible employees to make sure that nothing gets done, and it's so funny to watch his relationship with Leslie and how they work together. Now, I think this show is great for English language learners because you can learn vocabulary about the government and community, and also hear different people's perspectives on the government in the United States. Plus, it's full of small-town American stereotypes, which can be really fun to learn about, especially if you want to see a different side of America outside of the big cities. And this show has actually had a really big impact on American culture and English. For example, many American women nowadays celebrate a holiday called Galentine's Day, which is a holiday to celebrate female friendship in February around Valentine's Day.
It's Galentine's Day. Oh, it's only the best day of the year. Every February 13th, my lady friends and I leave our husbands and our boyfriends at home and we just come and kick it breakfast style. Ladies celebrating ladies.
And this holiday was actually invented by Leslie Knope, the main character of Parks and Recreation. And also in the US, you might hear the phrase, treat yourself, which means to indulge and do something nice for yourself just because you deserve it.
3 words for you. Treat yourself.
Whether that's buying something expensive, taking a relaxing spa day, or eating your favorite dessert, treat yourself. So there you have it. 5 of my all-time favorite TV shows for learning about American culture and improving your English. Now, let me know in the comments. Have you seen any of these TV shows? Which one is your favorite? And which one are you going to start watching first? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something new. If you did, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe to my channel so you can keep improving your English with me. I'll see you next time. Bye!